Okay, let's start with an idea that could, honestly, change everything for you. What if happiness wasn't just some random thing that happens to you? What if it's a skill, something your brain can actually learn, just like any other skill? The truth is, most of us, our brains were just never taught how.
You ever have that feeling? I mean, on paper, everything's fine. Things are going right. But there's still this quiet, nagging feeling that just kind of hangs around. A low hum of emptiness. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not bad luck, and it's definitely not some personal flaw. It's just your brain's programming doing its thing.
So here it is. This is the big switch we need to flip in our heads. The myth we're all sold is that happiness is like the weather. It just rolls in and out and we have zero control over it. But the truth, which neuroscience is now proving over and over, is that happiness is a trainable skill. It's a set of neural patterns that we can deliberately build until it becomes our brain's new default setting.
And that is exactly what we are going to do here. By the end of this, you're going to walk away with 3 very specific, very concrete habits that train your brain not just to feel happy once in a while, but to actually hold on to it, to get back to it faster, and to build a new baseline where ordinary days feel genuinely good.
Okay, first we have to understand the hardware we're working with. Why does happiness feel so slippery, so temporary? Well, it turns out our brain wasn't actually designed for happiness in the first place. It was designed for one thing: survival.
And that brings us to this absolutely crucial concept, the negativity bias. You could think of it as your brain's factory default setting. It is hardwired to scan for, register, and remember threats and negative stuff way more intensely than positive experiences. It's always looking for what's wrong.
And listen, this is not a bug. It's a feature. Seriously, this bias is what kept our ancestors alive. It made sure they remembered where the tiger was hiding. But today, in our world, it just causes our brain to build this massive case file for why life is hard, while all the good moments, they just slide right on by without ever sticking.
So how in the world do we fight back against this default setting?
Well, we can't just wish it away. We have to actively build a new road in our brain. And that brings us to our very first habit, the daily evidence log.
The science behind this is something called positive experience registration. It sounds kind of fancy, but all it really means is the conscious act of training your brain to do what it doesn't do naturally, to notice, to focus on, and to neurally encode the good moments so they actually stick around. We're literally making the good stuff count. Now here's the key and what makes this so powerful. It's all about specificity. This is not a generic gratitude journal. Every single night, you write down 3 concrete pieces of evidence that today was worthwhile. Not, I'm grateful for my family, but the way my friend just listened without interrupting on our call, or that one moment of total focus I found this morning. You do this for just 2 weeks, and it starts to change how your brain scans the world as it's happening. And you know what? It absolutely works. Researcher Sonia Lubomirsky found that people who focused on these specific positive moments didn't just feel better, they actually got better at recovering from the bad stuff too. That specificity is what actually rewires the brain.
All right, so we're learning to see the good. That's huge. But what about when things go wrong? Because let's be real, they will. Bad days are a part of life. And this brings us to our second habit, which is all about building resilience. It's about how to bounce back.
So get this. This insight from neuroscientist Richard Davidson is a total game changer. He discovered that the biggest predictor of your long-term happiness isn't whether or not you have bad days. Everybody has bad days. It's how fast you recover from them. Your speed of recovery, that is a trainable skill.
I mean, think about it. Most of us, our recovery process is just accidental. We stew in it, we doom scroll, we just wait for the bad feeling to go away. That's passive suffering. A recovery ritual is the exact opposite. You pre-decide a simple sequence of actions, and you unleash it the moment you feel that negative spiral starting. It's the consistency that carves out a new neural superhighway for bouncing back fast.
And these aren't just random distractions either. Each one has a direct effect on your brain chemistry. A quick walk literally lowers your stress hormone cortisol. Splashing cold water on your face triggers a dive reflex that slows your heart rate. And just writing down one sentence like, I am feeling frustrated, can actually calm down your brain's fear center. The key is to pick 2 or 3 that you'll actually do.
And the payoff for this is just, wow. Just 30 days of doing this consistently can slash your emotional recovery time by up to 40%. Isn't that incredible? Not because your life got any easier, but because your brain got faster at finding its way back home.
Now for our third and final habit. And I've got to be honest, this is the one that might surprise you. It kind of goes against everything we think we know about happiness, but the science behind it is just undeniable.
So let me ask you a question.
And I want you to really think about it. When was the last time you did something that truly stretched you? Not something that just stressed you out, but something that challenged you in a way where you weren't totally sure you could handle it. For a lot of us, it's been a while.
And here's why that matters so much. Our brain doesn't get its deepest, most lasting happiness from comfort. Comfort just produces temporary relief. That true, sustained happiness, it comes from something called eudaimonic well-being. It's that feeling of capability and meaning you earn when you tackle hard things and discover you're stronger than you knew.
This slide just nails the trade-off. Every time you choose comfort over a challenge, you're basically telling your brain, hey, that thing is a threat, and it shrinks the range of what your nervous system thinks it can handle. But when you voluntarily face discomfort, you're updating your brain's software. You're teaching it, see, we can handle this. You actually expand your capacity.
So the action is simple, but yeah, it's not easy. This week, choose one thing to do that is deliberately uncomfortable. Not reckless, but hard. Go have that tough conversation. Try a workout that scares you a little. Go be a beginner at something new in public. You do it because of the person you become on the other side of it.
Okay, let's bring this all home. These 3 habits, the evidence log, the recovery ritual, and deliberate discomfort, they're not just tips. They're tools that put you in the driver's seat. You get to become the architect of your own brain.
And if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Building a brain that defaults to happy isn't something you just decide to do once. It's an ongoing practice. It's about laying down new neural pathways, one small action at a time, day in and day out.
And you can start literally right now. Tonight, before you go to sleep, write down those 3 specific pieces of evidence from your day. And right now, as you're listening, actually pull out your phone. Decide on your 2 or 3-step recovery ritual and put it on your lock screen so it's right there when you need it most. Because here's the bottom line. You are not stuck with the brain you have today. You have the tools. You have the ability. You are the architect of your own neural pathways.